Hi everyone, welcome to Rented Space and thank you for joining me today. Picked up a good bargain off Marketplace. I got 23 of these 60 by 40 centimeter pavers for $20, and I also got 12 40 by 40 ones as well. So I got all of that for $20. So obviously it has been really wet here for ages, so we needed a path. We want to put a path down from sort of the back grass up to the chicken coop, and if we got enough, we want to go to the clothesline as well. Anyway, so let's get into it. As you'll be able to see, I actually was lucky enough to get help from the family setting these up. My husband and both our daughters also come in. So here's Jamie. And it did take us a little bit to try and get a straight path. And you'll notice that we're laying them flat on the soil, on the grass. And that's purely because we wanted to lay them out, test them for a week or two, and see if we're happy with their distance between each paver before we actually dug them into the ground. We realised that as renters, we're going to have to probably leave these here because if they're going to kill the grass underneath. But we will end up just, we'll leave them for a week or two, double check that we're happy with the stepping width of them. FYI, we're 2 weeks later, and I can promise you I'm not happy with them, but that's okay. We will fix that. But we will adjust them and play with them, and when we're happy with how they are and where they are, then what we will do is we will actually go around each paver and dig just slightly into the ground and get that to a reasonable area. I've got to say, I'm not great at doing a line as I go, but once the line's made, I'm better to look at it and go, oh, that's really crooked, and straighten it up. Jamie's better at visual placement as he goes. So you'll notice in a minute he actually realizes that we've gone offline a bit and he will go back and fix that. However, I just kind of go, oh yeah, that's maybe, oh, this distance is good, this looks okay. But unless I'm standing back and looking at the whole line, I think it looks straight even when it's completely crooked. So we both have our strengths. And so while making the line, he does pretty good at keeping it straight. And then once it's straight, I go along and kind of tweak it a little bit more, if that makes sense. So this is where he comes along and tweaks it. He's like, nope, not straight. And he comes along and fixes it. At this stage, he's sort of telling me that we're a bit crooked. And we're also trying to work out what point from the main path we veer off for the clothesline. While he straightens it, I think, well, instead of getting in and out of the trailer, I'm going to grab a couple and put them at the edge and have them ready to go. So as you can see, here's Jamie sort of stopping, realigning, and getting them into a more accurate straight line. It's obviously going to be slightly curved because of where we're going from, but in a straight curved line rather than a zigzag pattern that we were kind of heading to. So I've grabbed a couple and put them at the end. I'm just waiting for Jamie to sort of line up, and when he's happy, then I start adding to the end of the line again. I want to make sure that when we do this that it looks as good as possible rather than, obviously it being all over the shop. We will obviously be kind of changing it as we need to, but we don't want to have to sort of double, triple, and quadruple our work. Now, in the background, if you can see those clouds, they're pretty full on. The rain definitely was chasing us during this chore. When we drove to go pick up the pavers, it sprinkled on and off. As we were picking the pavers up, continued to sprinkle and then rain a little bit heavier. On the way home, the rain followed us to a certain degree and then it kind of stopped. This is where the two girls come in to also help us just to get it done before the rain hit. Probably about 5-10 minutes after we had decided, yep, we're done, we're going to see how it goes for the next week or two. The skies opened up and it was an amazing, and I mean an amazing spring storm. There was lightning, thunder. Certain areas near us got hail. We didn't. We just got the storm with the, lightning, thunder, and rain. But it was enough that it definitely took some carnage down when I was driving to work the next day. So we make our way up to the chicken coop and we go all the way up with it being like vertical. And then when we got to the chicken coop, the very last paver is horizontal right at the edge of the door. And that's like our step into the chicken coop. But it's amazing. We've got the 4 pavers that end up, you'll see in a little bit, but they go towards the clothesline. And we kind of look and go, you know what? Now, after a couple of weeks, we've realized we need more. So we will bring those pavers closer and closer and add the extra 4 pavers in. And then we're not sure now whether we want to put the 40 by 40 centimeter pavers towards the clothesline because they're going to be different, or if we want to go ahead and just purchase 5 pavers from Bunnings that are the same and add them in so it's a nice continuous path. I'm wanting the continuous path with the same pavers. And I feel that with the amount that we save with buying the rest of them secondhand for only $20, if we spend $20 each on the same pavers to match, even buying 5, it's only $100. We've still got a very, very cheap path in the long run. We will, once we do get them also into the ground, when we're happy with them, we will also give them a good gurney, and that way any stains or mold or anything that's on them currently will come off. But we figure, seeing we're going to be playing with them so much in between, there's no point in cleaning them. Okay, so yeah, so it's going to walk all the way up to the chicken coop. It will go from here, spread out over to the clothesline. Please excuse all the weeds and everything. We have not had a chance to mow. This week has been packed between appointments and the kids getting them to and from work, and then finding this amazing bargain and having to then drive, well, really half an hour out of 40 minutes out of the way and then come back, But we now have a path to the chicken coop, to the clothesline, and look at that. Not bad. I mean, $20. How good is that? I was looking for just the square ones, so the 40 by 40, and they were like between $10 and $15 a paver. So the fact that we got all of these 60 by 40, and then, or 600 by 400, depending on who you are, whether you're a centimeters or millimeters person, it's probably going to take me a little bit just to finesse them to get them to be completely flat, because this garden is the yard's pretty lumpy, but I'm still really happy with that. And obviously some of them have concrete still, but I can work at getting that off. That's okay. These were, the person I got them from, they were beside their pool, so that's cool. So yeah, so that's the one that's got the concrete. Like, this is probably the one with the most concrete on the side of it, but most of it just come off, even just getting them in and out of the trailer. So yeah, and then these are the 40 centimeter or 400 mil by 400 mil ones. Like I said, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those. But yeah, no, very happy with that.